All right. Hey everybody, Jeff here. Hope you're all having a great day. So, anyway, I haven't been on too much lately, and I wanted to let everybody know that I try not to go on every day. I know at times I'm on quite a bit with the different things we do, and right now we are getting things ready for fall. The reason why I'm going at night, there's a lot of people that are just like me that are up at night, and I try to cater to them a little bit also so that they know that they're important. You know, if there's something they want to talk about or something they wanted to go over, we are here for them. Now I say we, it's me and all of you guys. It's really nobody else exactly at this place. Anyway, like I said, I'm going through some stuff right now. Nothing bad, nothing too bad. And like I said, my life I am documenting and putting in a book, and the book's getting there. It really is. But I want you to know that every day, that no matter what goes on, you know, you got to do the basics. You know, you got to get up with a purpose. You know, you got to thank God for even allowing you to get up. You know, whether you're religious or not, thank whatever it is that you think came about, okay? Even if it's just yourself. You know, I always tell everybody, because I heard it off a speech, you know, to make your bed in the morning. And a Navy SEAL gave the speech. And the reason why the Navy SEAL gave the speech was to give you a purpose every day in life. And I know a lot of times people forget what their purpose is. You know, to me, you know, purpose is accomplishment. Purpose is success. You know, failure is success as long as you're pushing forward. You know, you want to do the best that you can. But remember, if you don't keep doing it over and over and trying different ways, then you're never going to succeed at it. So you actually have to do things. You have to learn to fail. You have to be acceptable of failure. I remember one of my projects that I did. A lot of people know me for my nightclubs and stuff like that. And yes, gossip, rumors, whatever. But the fact is, I had a goal of just opening the door. I know that sounds really weird. But in the Marine Corps, we listen to motivational speakers. You know, in college, we got to hear all kinds of motivational speakers. And, you know, I read all kinds of books. And they said to set your success levels at something that is out of your reach, but achievable. And out of my reach was one of the clubs. Later on, out of my reach was the business I'm in now, which is to become successful with it, to be able to help as many people as I can. The reason why, though, I needed a reason. And a lot of people don't understand what my reasoning is because it happened before my daughter and stuff like that. But my reasoning was, I knew over the 4-year period, 6-year period, whatever it was, with all the different Marines and all the different fellow Marines and everything else, that I didn't want to lose touch with them. In high school, you know, I came back home, but I lost touch with a lot of great people, and I graduated with a lot of great people, and I've lost a lot of great people in my graduating class. But the Marines that I served with, and any military person will tell you this, you know, are probably some of the most interesting, fantastic men and women you can ever imagine. And so I had a different purpose than most people, and I was just a single guy at the time. You know, I was in my 20s and finished off college, got all that, but I needed to, somebody told me that the hardest place to open up business is your own hometown. The reason why, people know you know, the smaller the town, the more the gossip, the more the drama. But if you can achieve it, then you can go anywhere you want and achieve anything as long as you know that you have to put in that hard work. You can't do less. You actually have to put in the hard work to do it. And so one of the first goals was to open up the first one, which I did. And then the second goal was to open up something bigger. Problem is, I didn't see past that point, and that's where I failed, is when I opened up the doors and everything else, you know, I never planned on the difficulties. But the success occurred. Then I was looking, and my next success was my daughter. And everybody's like, how can a person be success? See, I come from a very good family. I don't mean wealthy. When I say good, I mean I've never been beaten a day in my life. I've never been abused. I've never been neglected. I've dealt with loss of family members and loved ones. You know, a lot of people that watch this, they know about my mom of cancer, and I know about their family members that have died and stuff. That's how close our communities are. But I wanted to be half the dad to my daughter that my dad is to me. And at times, you know, I realized being a dad was probably one of the biggest struggles. Now, I'm never going to know if I'm going to succeed or fail at it. I know I'm never going to give up. I know that I'm never going to, you know, not be there for my daughter when she needs me. But it's a scary journey, so my stuff all changed. Well, then I started setting side goals and side projects to make sure that she's always okay, to make sure my friends are okay, but also so that I can help more of my Marine Corps brothers. And I learned that if I help other military branches, I'm helping my Marine Corps brothers also. Fishing for Freedom. I opened the nightclubs in order to bring 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, basically Echo and Golf Company. I wanted as many of them to come to Quincy as possible. Why? Because we're in the center of the United States. Well, not the center. I know a lot of people say Kansas and them places are. But I wanted a centralized location because if you know anything about the military, we're spread out everywhere. Well, Bob Havermel and Glenn Sanders and Holly Kane and Jim Gale, and there's a lot of them. You know, we were all doing a thing called Fishing for Freedom. And Fishing for Freedom was bringing military into Quincy, Illinois. This was the first year we didn't have it because of Corona. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't say who needs to come in, so I thought there would be another way of bringing more of my Marine Corps brothers and sisters into town. But all I was doing, I was also making friends with other branches of the military. A lot of people don't know I was in the Army first, so, you know, I did have already friends from the Army, too. But it was a goal. And Fishing for Freedom became a goal of mine to help them grow their organization until I got to a point to where it was time for me to move on, which I still help with them. I have no problems with them, but I am now the commandant of the Marine Corps League. And with the coronavirus, I'm finding out that the goals I set, because of Corona and stuff, they didn't go over as planned. The soapbox derby went off without a hitch. That's things I help. The people I help with muscular dystrophy in the swimming pools, ever since Dr. McGinley died, I never get back too much into it because I was doing so much with my daughter and the fairs and the carnivals. And, you know, next year I'm going on tour, and I'm taking everybody with me because I've got a goal of going to each state, talking about the state while I'm there, while I'm doing my business stuff, but just showing people different parts of the United States while making new friends, seeing Marine Corps brothers and sisters, making new friends from other Marines that I've never met and other branches of the military. But it's a goal. And next year's goal are very tight. Once again, I decided to buckle down, just like I did with the first goals I made. And I want to show everybody what success is if you earn it. And so, to me, in the Marine Corps, you don't just go fight a war. And a lot of my references go back to the Marine Corps because it makes that big of a difference. So, you know, in the Marines, you go to your boot camp, you go, you know, I went to San Diego, I'm a Hollywood Marine, you know, we all go back and forth with it. But I would have never known what to do in the Marine Corps if I didn't go to boot camp first. So, you know, you start out, you always have to restart out with new things. And I learned a lot when I was in the Marine Corps just about how to interact with people, you know, what needs to be done. A lot of people look at Marines like we're these hard chargers and death dealers, and actually it's probably the opposite. Every Marine I know was not in it to kill anybody, okay? They actually enjoyed the humanitarian missions we went on, the different countries we went to, you know, the different cultures. It's funny, people that know nothing about history were learning history while in the different countries. And so now whenever I do my goals and I set my standards and I'm trying to influence somebody, I talk different than everybody else because there are people out there that can only understand what I'm saying. But like I said, if I were to watch these, I wouldn't understand what I'm saying, but I know they do. So now the goals are set. Once again, I had to set my goals higher. But every morning I still get up and I make my bed. You know, I try to eat breakfast. I'm not big of a breakfast eater. You know, every day I do things that mean something. Every day that there's, you know, it's kind of like when everybody saw me doing videos with daddy-daughter talk time and stuff like that. It was because I was being consistent. All right, and consistency pays off in the end, and hopefully creating memories along the way. But if you're consistent, just like on the rifle range, just like when you're becoming a brand new Marine, before you go to the fleet, you have to learn what's called muscle memory. Success, at least the skill set for success, comes from muscle memory. If you put forward all the positive habits that create success in other things, those positive habits will create success in almost anything else you do. And then you just have to basically, it's like a resume. You just go back and change the things that are either too old or, you update it a little bit. But you don't have to work so hard anymore. I know some people that have completely ripped up their resumes and just went way overboard on what they had to do, and then they can't understand why they're not achieving success. It's because everything you've already done is what causes your success. There's a lot of people out there that do not know that they're successful. They do not know that they matter. They do not know they are important. So to me, success and letting people know they're important is actually a philosophy of what we're taking. Kindness with communication. I do these videos not to try to gain viewership or to be popular or anything like that. Lord only knows that's not going to happen. But I do them because somebody might need to hear something I have to say. And if I don't say it, they're never going to know that they matter. I had a family that told me every day I mattered. I really do. And I got a good family. Now, granted, it's been rocky at times, but I do. There's nothing in life I can't forgive somebody for. I just don't have to talk to them anymore. That's the reason why I say go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. If you go where you're celebrated, that's one key success feature. So that's part of success. Getting around people that celebrate you, getting around people that, they're so proud of you. They're not jealous or envious. They actually love the fact that you're succeeding. They love the fact that they can get where you're at by following your lead. So that's part of success. You're always going to fall. So many of my friends committed suicide because they didn't feel successful anymore. They didn't feel like they had a purpose anymore. They didn't feel the challenge of life anymore. To them, it was bottom of the barrel, no rock bottom, no way to get up, and it's just an endless pit that keeps falling. But that's not what success is. Success is getting to the bottom of the barrel and pushing yourself back up from the rock bottom. The rocks are those people around us that support us. The rocks are the positive habits we've created over time. The rocks are there to remind us that there is a bottom. And they're there to remind us that the rock bottom can act as a platform to get to the top. Success is only in the eyes of the beholder. When I first got the club opened up and everything went wrong, I had one of my best friends, a good buddy of mine, he basically said, "But you failed." And it's like, no, I didn't fail. I succeeded. And they're like, "Well, it's closed, isn't it?" Well, yeah. But my success for that was opening the doors. And it's funny because the people I got to open the doors with, Reed and Dave, and a plumber, an electrician, a painter. When we opened the door, that's when success actually happened. I've been down many times. I climbed back up. And I'm here to tell you that you can climb back up too. I'm here to tell you that you can have all the success in the world if you're willing to work for it. If you're willing to use your head to problem solve. If you're willing to understand that everything connects. Even everything I'm saying right now, people are like, what's he talking about? It connects. It connects because if people matter and we communicate with them, they can help us get to whatever success we're going to. As Zig Ziglar always said, help enough people to the top and they'll pull you up. And I think sometimes we forget that. We forget that kindness, whether we agree or disagree, has an advantage. That advantage is you make a new friend. I have friends from every walk of life. I got friends that if I were to call today, they'd be here in a heartbeat. I've got friends that I would rather be around than some of the friends that I'm around now. That doesn't make them any less important. It just means, like brother or sister stuff, you drive each other crazy. But this message right now is to let you know that you can have success, that you can matter to somebody. And that's what's important, is to matter. Now, as we get into the next years, everything I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my goals. If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. But if you can learn from my failures as I show you what they are, or as I'm failing at whatever it is I'm doing, I'm hoping that that'll be enough for your success. I mean, you don't have to repeat what I just did. If I could, Brian Crothers says this all the time, if I could actually survey every single person that has failed, I would rather survey them than people that are successful. Because the people that failed, I will then know what not to do. And I can readapt and I can move quicker with the stuff. So remember this, no matter what you do in life, you're a success. And success comes in many different ways. Maybe business, maybe love, maybe relationships, maybe a parent. But it's important that you set goals for everything. It's important that you have a finish line, but right away you have a brand new starting line. So anyway, that's my thoughts for tonight. And I just want each and every one of you to know that I appreciate you, that you mean the world, that there's nothing you can't do and succeed at if you put your mind to it. And when you learn that we are our own worst enemies, you're your own worst enemy, well, eventually you'll stop blaming everybody else, look at yourself from the inside, and start moving forward. Don't blame anybody else. Accept the failures you have in life, but learn from them. Accept that you're never going to get along with everybody 100% of the time. Accept the fact that no one's ever going to like what you do all the time. There's going to be naysayers. There's going to be negative people. And when you start accepting that, whenever you're told no about something, you're okay with it. But if you get told no and all of a sudden you're just done, then you're not doing anybody any good. But remember this. When you wake up in the morning, make your bed. After you make your bed, sit for a few minutes. Just meditate. Meditate on your life. Meditate on your work. Always tell your kids you love them and you're proud of them, even if they're not around. If you tell it to them all the time and then they are out of the house, they will remember and they know they're important. They know they matter. But don't make it easy for them. Don't, give them the answers. Don't, if they're dealing with something that they have to get through, the only thing we can do is support them and be there for them. But if you tell your kids every day you love them, every day you're proud of them, but you push them to do more. I don't mean abuse them. I mean basically get them to what their limits are. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's writing, maybe it's arithmetic, maybe it's math. I always hated math. I still to this day do not like math, but I have to count more numbers than most people. But don't do it for them. Do it with them. My mom and dad always had a philosophy. I'm not going to do it for you, but I will do it with you. And that alone is very powerful. Each and every one of you are important. I'm Jeffrey Jansen. I think you're great. Don't be a stranger. Say hi to me on my Facebook. Send me a text with hi. I don't care what time it is, morning, noon, or night. If I can help you in some way, shape, or form, I'll do my best. If I can't help you, I'll try to find somebody that can. Like I said, you help enough people get to the top, and if I can help you get to the top, I'm hoping that you'll pull me up again. Because like I said, kindness and communication matters. Alright, everybody. I've wasted enough of your time tonight. Have a good night, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.